Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Thank you for joining me. Today's video is a retraction slash apology video about this left-wing political commentator on YouTube named Destiny. He's got about 350,000 subscribers to his channel. He was on Tim Pool's TIMCAST IRL a few months ago. I made a video about it, and in the video, I said, I can't get down with anything this guy says. I disagree with him on everything and blah, blah, blah. And I was wrong. I admit. Listen, I'm the kind of guy, I got no problem at all admitting when I'm wrong. And I admit I was completely wrong. No, I was wrong about this guy to an extent. And he does have some views that I absolutely get behind. I can back him. And I totally respect him for some of the things he does and says on these video clips that I'm going to show you guys coming up. So stick with me before I get into it. If you're not subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave me a thumbs up if you like my video. And leave me a comment. That's my favorite thing about having this channel and doing these videos is the comments, the interaction. That's what keeps me going. I say it in every video, but you know, you guys keep me motivated and I love the back and forth and even the comments that disagree. I love hearing other people's views. But yeah, if you like the video, leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. The channel's starting to grow. We got a great community here. And you know, I plan on bringing you guys some great content. I always say I'm not a conservative. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm just somebody that kind of started jumping into politics about a year and a half ago and started looking at things through, you know, the lens of common sense and logic. And so that's where I'm at. Let's talk about this. Destiny was on Tim Pool. Now, honestly, I did not even watch the whole episode. I watched the beginning. I kind of clicked back and forth from it because I immediately prejudged him because with my views, like I said, I don't consider myself on any side of the spectrum, but with my views, a lot of these like far left political commentators on YouTube, I can't get down with anything they say. I'm not into socialism. I'm not into communism or these Marxist movements where people go around destroying everything. I just can't get down with that. I was wrong about Destiny. So I made the video and it's titled Tim Pool's Guest Destiny Debunked. It says BLM isn't an organization. No. Okay. So I was wrong by framing the video and putting the video title Tim Pool's Guest Destiny because I didn't really make that video off of Tim Pool's debate with Destiny. I didn't really watch too much of it. I heard him in the video say he was going to defend Nancy Pelosi because that was when everyone was pissed at her for her whole stimulus package debacle. Her and Mitch McConnell, both of those rhinos those swamp creatures from DC were both involved in that debacle. But Pelosi was, okay. That's neither here nor there. I digress. So, in the comments, I got a ton of thumbs down. In the comments, people were like, Destiny destroyed Tim Pool. You know, someone said, I can't stand Destiny, but he absolutely smashed Tim Pool in that debate. And that's very possibly true. Like I said, I didn't even watch the whole thing. I just heard him say a few things that I completely disagreed with, and I kind of shut it off, tuned out, did whatever else I was doing. So my bad there. So you guys are probably absolutely right that, you know, that did happen. I framed it wrong. I titled it wrong. My apologies to that. In the title, when it says Destiny Debunked says BLM isn't an organization, that came from a video I was watching him debate with a conservative named Jesse Lee Peterson. He's a black conservative. I love Jesse Lee Peterson. I think he's a super funny guy. But he was on a stage with Destiny and a few other people. And they were talking about Destiny and this other guy. We're talking about how BLM isn't an organization at all. And that's false. Now, they were saying it's a movement. And now that's true. Both things can be true at the same time. BLM is an organization, absolutely 100%. They have websites that say BLM organization. And as an organization, they raised billions of dollars. So it's definitely 100% an organization. However, it's a movement as well. It's a huge movement. So he wasn't necessarily wrong, but he wasn't all, he said it's not an organization, it's a movement. So I don't think that's correct. I think it's a movement and an organization now. If he had said that, I would have said, yeah, cool, he's right. So whatever, that's neither here nor there. That was kind of why I made the video because he just said it's not an organization. I disagree with that 100%. It is an organization. However, it is a movement too. All right, we got that straight. So, in the video, I was just like, I can't listen to anything this guy says, these super far left guys. Okay. What happened was, and so there's a couple other far left political guys on YouTube that I literally can't listen to. And I'm not a fan of Destiny. Let me tell you, I'm not a fan of Destiny. I think he gets up there. I think he's got a super huge ego. I think he thinks he's way better than everybody else. And this is now I've listened to a lot more of his content. So this is coming from a place of I've done a little more research. I think he's got a huge ego. I think he thinks he's better than everybody else. I think he thinks he's smarter than everybody else. He gets up there. He just acts like some entitled guy that thinks everybody else is below him, and he gets up there and starts talking real fast, and because he's talking faster than everybody else, he thinks he's you know, smarter than everybody else, whatever. So I'm not a fan of Destiny. Listen, I'm not gonna go subscribe to his channel or anything like that. I may check out a few of his videos here and there to see who he's debating or whatever, but I'm not a big fan of this guy. And for the most part, most of our views don't align. Like when you say, you know, Nancy Pelosi can't stand her, Joe Biden can't stand him. This guy obviously voted for Biden, obviously defended Nancy Pelosi. So our views for the most part aren't even close to aligning. However, there are a couple people on YouTube that are content creators on the far left that I absolutely cannot stand. These people. Vaush happens to be one of them. I'm not going to go in and start calling him names. I would love to say a few things about this guy. I cannot stand this guy, Vaush. I think he's a total creep. I think he's a provocateur. I think he just loves to start trouble with people and call people names and everything else. All right. And Xanderhall, the guy in the background there in the picture, Xanderhall is like this little Vaush cheerleader. He's this young kid. He's like a cheerleader for Vaush. He's like, oh, Vaush is my hero. He's a little Vaush cheerleader. Can't stand this kid either. He says he used to be on the far alt-right or whatever he calls it. He went down this far alt-right rabbit hole, and then all of a sudden he decided he was going to be on the left, and I don't know, whatever. I listened to a few of his videos, and he's the same way as Vaush. He just shits all over everybody that has a different opinion than his. Just shits all over him, and I don't know. I can't stand their views. I can't stand the way they talk, the way they, you know, that's just me. Okay. So apparently, so Xanderhall, I think he's just kind of riding the coattails of Vaush. You know, he's got 60,000 plus subscribers on YouTube. But it's Ben Shapiro. He's got so many Ben Shapiro videos, so many videos of Tim Pool, so many videos of anybody that, you know, is on the right, or like, you know, I guess these guys think Tim Pool's some super far right guy. So, and like I said, he's a Vaush cheerleader. I think he just repeats all the left talking points that he hears from his hero Vaush and Destiny and some of these other people. So apparently what happened was Destiny and Vaush had some kind of falling out. I guess Vaush said something about him. They had a falling out. They used to be buddies. Whatever. I didn't get into the whole thing. Xanderhall. Yeah, and Destiny, actually, I think he got kicked out of the partner program with YouTube. I don't think he's monetized anymore because I think, from what I gathered, like Vaush and a bunch of his buddies like ratted on Destiny somehow. I don't know the whole story. If you know the whole story, let me know in the comments what happened. But somehow Vaush and some of his buddies, his girlfriend or whatever, I don't know if he had a girlfriend. I don't know, but ratted on Destiny about something he said, and somehow Destiny got in trouble. So he said he doesn't want anything to do with Vaush anymore. This video that he made, why I burned the Vaush bridge. So Xanderhall, Vaush's little cheerleader, decides to go on, get a hold of Destiny through there. I don't know if it's a Twitch stream. I don't know what it is. And do this like 2-hour-long video call where Xanderhall is trying to defend Vaush and let Destiny know why he thinks that what Vaush did wasn't too bad and that Destiny should forgive him and they should all be buddy-buddy again. Now, this video is hysterical. Let me tell you a couple things. I'm going to show you guys a couple clips. Destiny absolutely shits all over this kid. Shits all over him. Just the whole video. He's just slamming him. And Xanderhall's just like, I'm such a fan. I'm just like, I really, really respect you, and I really like if somebody was talking to me the way that Destiny was talking to Xander Hall. I'm not going to say what I say on YouTube, but I would have definitely handled it different than Xander Hall. Just like, oh, I respect you, and I just like you so much, and like, buddy, get over it. You know, wipe the drool off your chin. What the hell's your problem? So bizarre, so bizarre. Now, what the argument was about, and it was Destiny apparently was backing Kyle Rittenhouse, like as far as these guys in Kenosha were going down, were going in and just rioting and burning down. And Destiny even says he's not talking about any BLM protesters. He's talking about the rioters that went to Kenosha and just started burning down and destroying property. And he said that he thinks that's absolutely fair. If someone's trying to destroy your property, destroy your livelihood, destroy your business, you have the right to defend them. You have the right to defend yourself. And I couldn't agree more. I made several videos about Kyle Rittenhouse, and recently I just made one about his whole bail thing. I could not agree more with Destiny on this. This kid Xander Hall gets caught in this little, well, you shouldn't be allowed to go around mowing people down, but they shouldn't be allowed to burn down your business. And Destiny's like, listen, man up, like, pick a point, stick with it, stop pivoting. It's crazy. I'm going to show you guys a few clips here.
That you're implying that I'm acting like a fascist?
Well, for one, I hadn't seen the context of that, and then somebody did show me the context, and I was like, oh yeah, it's like the liberal side with fascism thing, because you literally said that in the clip, that you would, if as long as it stops rioters, then you would be fine with like redneck militia dudes mowing people down in the street.
Do you support rioting?
It depends against who. I think
do you support rioting against private businesses?
No.
Okay. Do you think it's unreasonable to support people that try to defend private businesses against rioting?
Who try to defend private businesses against riot? Is it their business? Are they just people?
Does that matter?
From, like, somewhere else? No, it matters. If you're
okay, so were the Koreans on top of the rooftops in LA? Should they have fucked off because they didn't all own those businesses?
Property. I don't think that destroying property for one is a death sentence. I should clarify that. I don't think it's like warranting of a death sentence.
Okay, so if somebody were to go up to your house and say, "I'm going to set this on fire," you're not going to have a place to live. You think that like you should just, if the only way to defend it is through lethal force, you should just be like, "Okay, well, good luck, dude, bye," and you should just back off and let them do it?
It's certainly not the only way to defend it.
Let's say that that's all you could do to defend it. Do you let them burn your house?
Your livelihood and your life. That's more or less a threat to your life. So in that case, yes, you would have the right.
And you don't think any of these businesses might have felt the same? Wait, you don't? No, yes. Fuck you, okay? What do you mean in this hyper-specific example? Not everybody is born with a fucking silver spoon that can start 50 million fucking businesses. You don't think a lot of these small businesses are literally these people's livelihoods? What are you talking about?
Okay. If it is your house being burned down, of course. But
you said livelihood.
Don't people have insurance on their...
Don't people have health insurance? Why the fuck do they cry about cancer so much? Let me explain now with the reason. Hold on, I have to explain it because you probably and everyone else won't understand what I just said. Okay, so I learned I have to walk you through this very fucking slowly. Okay, when you say don't businesses just have insurance, I say, well, don't people with cancer just have insurance? To point out how absurd it is to prove that insurance alone is enough to compensate somebody adequately for an adverse life event. We know that it's not the case with health insurance. It's also not the case with property or business insurance. Sorry, I had to get that out there so that people don't think I think that people with cancer should die.
Okay.
So
I didn't think that, but I know somebody would probably try
to put that. Do you understand that saying they have insurance? You know that they don't always get adequately compensated. They might not have insurance, that the insurance might not like pay in time, that there's a million other reasons why just having insurance wouldn't be adequate here?
So you brought up a very specific example, and I was saying that in the case of these of most of these riots, like for example, didn't you say that you were that the rioters were justified and they burned down that one police precinct?
Yes, public property.
Okay, so I agree. We agree there. So if we go on to the like private businesses, right? So if it's like a small mom and pop shop, it's probably not like it's probably not okay, and I don't support it. I don't think those people deserve to be mowed down by like redneck white.
So they should be allowed to set the businesses ablaze if they go there, then.
No, I would rather there not be an extra legal militia that goes and fucking mows them down.
Well, guess what? Okay, wake the fuck up. We're in the real world. There are people walking around streets burning down buildings, okay? We don't have time for 21-year-old virgins on the internet to get on their keyboards and say, well, I would prefer if we just had the police take care of it. The whole reason why these militias are out there is because the police can't fucking handle the riots, right? That's the whole reason why they're out there. So this is what we have. Either your business burns.
The reason the militias are out there is because they stand opposed to the movement of BLM.
Really? So the people that were handing out bottles of water saying that we'll offer medical treatment, blah, 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 those guys were all opposed. They were out there.
Really, I'm not talking about people that are out there with bottles of water, like helping people out. I'm talking about like.
Oh, that was Kyle Rittenhouse. So I don't know who you're talking about, but go ahead.
I played defense for you on a lot of the Kyle Rittenhouse stuff. I'm not talking about that.
So then those people in that case were out there defending property that was being torched by rioters. Kenosha had been like embittered in violence for like 2 days. There were riots going out. I don't have to make this up, okay? You can like search like Kenosha car dealership. Like you can find this stuff, okay? I'm not making this up, okay? It looks like it's a fucking war zone. You can literally find videos of this shit going on, okay? I'm not just like inventing this, okay? There are people on the streets that are setting shit on fire, that are blowing shit up or whatever, and the cops aren't capable of controlling this many fucking people. So what do you do, right? Should the business owners just like walk away and be like, oh, fuck it, set my shit on fire? Like, fuck it. Like, I don't want to use lethal force?
So you agree that the point of protests and riots is to influence politicians to adapt their policy, and then through electoralism, you elect those people, and then you get the change that you're actually protesting for, right? You agree with that? A
little bit. I think that the point of protesting is to raise awareness for your issues, to change the politicians or make them acquiesce to your policy goal. Yes.
Okay, so going back around to the point, because it's not a pivot, the point of like the way to stop these people isn't to sick like white redneck militias on them, which is, I think you can agree, not ideal. It would be rather for the government to acquiesce to the desires of these protesters and rioters and bring about major justice criminal justice reform. And
you are so fucking disconnected from what's happening on the ground, okay? You're a business owner. Your shit is at fucking risk. You don't have time to, well, I hope the mayor passes a policy in the next legislative cycle, LOL. This shit is happening right the fuck now. What are you going to do? Do you let them burn down your business, or do you call some friends with rifles to stand in front of it and hope they go burn down somebody else's?
Wait, hold on. Yeah, people are actually in chat are like making a good point. Like, be a little careful because people on fucking Twitter are going to try to clip you dishonestly.
I haven't said it. I'm not encouraging anybody to do anything. I'm just asking what
people listen, Twitter, I know you know this just as well as I do.
Ignore the people in chat. I already lost my fucking partnership anyway. Okay, I'm just asking. Okay?
Hold on. Okay, all right. So simmer it down because I'm not trying to get you in trouble. So the point that I'm making here is that generally, and I think you agree with this, the reason why these protests, do you think that most of the rioters are just doing it because they want to like cause trouble?
It doesn't matter. We're
pivoting how we
so
solve
far
the problem of the riots.
No,
why they're rioting is relevant.
No, individual business owners don't have the power to solve these problems. And if they can't solve it immediately, or if someone else doesn't, does that mean they deserve to lose their businesses?
I don't think that the rioters deserve to get mowed down by like extrajudicially by
so you think they have a right then to burn down the businesses?
No, I don't think they have the right to do it.
Okay,
if you have the right to be fucking mowed down by militias for it.
I need you to man the fuck up, and I need you to commit to a position and make a choice. Somebody is walking down the street with a group of friends, and they're holding Molotov cocktails. They're coming towards your business. Are you allowed to defend it, or do you need to walk the fuck away? Make a choice. Don't pivot and ask me something else.
You should walk the fuck away.
Okay,
you should walk the fuck away.
Then you don't think that anybody has a right to defend any of their businesses, and they should all just burn if rioters want to burn them? Why not just say that?
I don't. Okay.
Why do?
Listen, I know that I played that a lot longer than I wanted to play it. But I think that whole clip there, that whole whatever it was, 5, 6, 7 minutes long. That was so worth it. Destiny nailed it. He nailed it. Destiny nailed it. He backed this kid into a corner and said, man the F up, and what's your position? Xander says, yeah, okay, they should be able to let their businesses burn down. They want to have burn their businesses down. They should be allowed to without me. Destiny's like, okay, why didn't you just say that? Why did we just talk for the past hour trying to get to this point that you think people should be allowed to burn private businesses down? So that's That's what people like Xanderhall, people like Vaush that don't think people are allowed to defend their businesses. That disgusts me. Disgusts me. Destiny is 100% right. Like, what are your choices? Like, that's their livelihood. They're just going to stand there and let someone watch their livelihood and all their life savings and all their hard work and blood, sweat, and tears burn to the ground and they didn't do anything wrong. So Destiny nailed it, and I completely 100% agree with him. Now I disagree with him on saying that burn the police department down. Like, what? You shouldn't be out there burning anything down. So clearly, I would say the majority of things, and like I said, I checked into Destiny. I listened to some of his content. The majority of things I disagree with Destiny on. I'm on the other side of the fence. I think there's just about everything. I don't think there's a single thing that I can see eye to eye with Vaush and Xanderhall. And in fact, I can't stand those two. But Destiny, listen, I agree with him on that. This guy obviously has a brain in his head, and he also talks. I'm going to play a couple more clips. Sorry, this is a long video, but these clips are so funny. If I could play the whole 2-hour-long thing, it's hysterical. But clearly, he doesn't get down with like the whole socialist communist movement of these people on the left either. It's very clear from the video that he does not stand with those people on that, and doesn't like a lot of them. And apparently, a lot of them don't like him. I don't know. So I'll just play a couple more clips and then we'll end it. This is running a little long.
If he's not asking in bad faith, like the comparison is just so inapt, so stupid. I don't even know.
Like below, he seems to be like, I'm very vaguely familiar with it, but I think it brings up interesting question. Burglaries are altercations that protests do happen. What separates someone's reasonable steps to self-defense from an excuse? Like, this seems like a fairly reasonable like discussion that he's trying to have.
It's not even. This is not even remotely close in like a million different ways. Like, first of all, where's the?
But why wouldn't you have the philosophical discussion? I know it appears obvious to you, but he seems curious on your perspective on it. When it comes to like self-defense, like you made a good case to me just now. If you explained the same thing right there, then he would probably be like, okay, yeah, all right.
Because like the philosophy, I mean, like
the guy set up booby traps and shit. And there was no reasonable.
Yeah, because so I don't know who this guy is, but the philosophical discussion is very easy. There's two key differences. Okay, one is a guy laid in wait, setting booby traps for somebody. Okay, almost, and then executed people once they were disabled. And then the other case, a person is running for their life, being chased by another dude who seems like he wants to like do serious bodily harm to him. So there, philosophically, the discussion is done. Okay. Now, if we want to talk about like realistically,
even below, he says that he thinks Kyle Rittenhouse is probably like a well-meaning kid that was just there.
Which means he's already he's already defuncted his entire initial point. So why even bring this up? This was like, I think this was looking for a cheap gotcha. What's the okay?
The only way I like this just doesn't seem like the evidence that he's a piece of shit. And you asked me, are there any lefties that I should take seriously? And I brought him up, and you brought up him asking you a question, and said that was him being a piece of shit. It just doesn't seem like he's going that hard on you.
No, now, it's not that he's going
there and he goes fucking hard on you.
No,
I'll completely.
He's not. It's not that he's going hard on me. I don't think he's going hard, but it's like this is like a dumb.
Or leading you, anything like that. Like, do you feel like he's trying to lead you into anything?
Well, yeah, of course. I don't know if he was hoping that I wasn't familiar with the case, or I mean, like it was on Twitter, so I could have read about it if I wasn't. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
How's your night going? Yeah, what's up?
It's going fun. I was excited to talk to you, but I just
want to say in advance, I super look forward to you getting on Twitter within like 3 days after this, talking about how I admitted to either wanting to be a serial murderer, about how I'm racist. You will do it. You will do it. Every single motherfucker that I brought here, the Surfs did it to me. Literally fucking 2 hours. No, I'm sorry. It was like 10 minutes after our fucking conversation. I know you will. It's okay. I accept it. I look forward to the tweet, and I look forward to hearing you rationalize why it's not actually stabbing me in the back or whatever. Don't worry about it. It'll be...
I'm not going to do that, Destiny. My perspective has been the same this whole time and will remain the same, that I think you went too hard on Vaush for something that, for the most part, he had no control of until after it happened, in which he condemned and like discouraged that behavior.
Okay.
And has since talked about how it's an overall negative impact on the online left for you to have been like departnered. Because that's lowering your efficacy for like fighting the alt-right and what have you. So
right.
Destiny's going, okay, all right. He's like, I know you're gonna go on Twitter and call me a racist and a serial murderer, and that's fun. Listen, Destiny, he just decimates this kid Xanderhal, and when I saw this video, I loved it. I cannot stand Vaush and Xanderhal. For some reason, these two, I think they're just provocateurs that purposely try to get under people's skin because it works so well. Destiny, he doesn't so much get under my skin. Like I said, I just don't see eye to eye with him on a lot of things. But at least I feel like he's got some rational thinking. And like I said, he goes in hard on that. What do they call bread tubers? They call like these people socialist, communist bread tubers. He goes in hard on the bread tubers. He doesn't like them, and it seems like it's the left eating their own here. That's what everybody says. And I don't see this stuff from people on the right, political commentators on the right. I don't see it at all. These people are all going hard at each other, stabbing each other in the back, talking shit about each other. It just shows you the people on the left, for the most part, from what I've seen, my own 2 eyes personally, my own ears, 2 ears, is that these people on the left are not happy people. They're angry people. They're very misinformed people. And they're people that'll start drama. They'll start problems. They'll lie. They'll eat their own. They'll stab each other in the back. That's what I've seen. And I'm playing examples of it right here. Destiny's talking about all the examples that's happened to him. This is great.
It's radical review tweet. Y'all remember that time Destiny thought landlords build your house? Oh my god, dude. Okay. I mean, yeah, if there are all these good lefties out there, feel free to point them out to me. Yeah.
Do you think that most people who are far left are, I mean, online it's cancer. I completely agree with you on that. But do you think most people on the left, lefties in general, are like this?
Online? I think most people that are on any online political movement are lonely, autistic fucks who have no friends in real life, and the only place they can find friends are on the internet. But in order to maintain those friends, they desperately cling to an ideology that lets them be permissible in the group, and then they virtue signal the fuck out of it so that everybody knows that they belong to that group. And that's how online politics is. It has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with policy or history or poor people or any of that shit. It's basically just, I'm a fucking loser. I can't make friends in real life. The only people that accept me are these weird people that hang up flags of fucking, read weird text and worship fucking Stalin, and I guess I'm just going to say all the things they want me to say. That's what I think most lefties are like online, and most alt-writers, and most fucking whatever other people, but spend more than 2 hours a day talking about politics. I think it's a mental fucking disease. If you spend as much time talking about politics as I do and you don't get paid for it.
Do you think that a lot of people, and I think you're going to agree with this, do you think the reason why a lot of people end up going from being far right to far left is because they feel disaffected with general they want somewhere to be
God, he just sits all over this kid Xanderhal at the end. Listen, I'm not gonna play any more clips. This video went way longer than I thought it would, but those clips are they're absolute gold. Those are gold. Go watch the whole thing if you want. He shreds this kid, and this kid at the end's still well, I have so much respect for you, and I've always looked up to you, and I know you just shit all over me and, crushed my ego and made me feel this big, but you're still one of my favorite people. It's correct. It's sad. It's really sad. So I'm not going to play any more clips. I got a couple more that are awesome, but this has gone way too long. So there it is. Listen, Destiny, me and you see eye to eye on more than one thing, the whole Kyle Rittenhouse debacle, these online lefties, yeah. So I can honestly say that I think that, although I don't agree with most of Destiny, I think he looks at things for the most part with common sense and logic, and I respect that, and I respect him for doing his own thing, and not worrying about what all these other online lefties think about. For example, Xanderhal is a vaush cheerleader. Xanderhal probably worries so much if Vaush is going to accept him into that little circle of socialist communists that they have. Destiny don't give a shit about any of them. Much respect to him. So I was wrong in the first video, although it wasn't really about the Tim Pool Destiny debate. I was wrong about Destiny for the most part. Like I said, still not a big fan. Still not going to go subscribe to his channel and watch all his content, but I may check out a couple more of his videos that he has debates with to see what else he has to say. But now I can say that one of these far left people, I do see eye to eye with him on certain things. So I was wrong. My bad. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe to my channel. We got some great videos coming down the line. Leave me a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Guys, the world's gone crazy. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time. Peace.